All right. Well, why don't we get started, Rob? Give us the grand old introduction to this awesome opportunity that we have going on.
Absolutely, guys. Welcome. Thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules. You're not going to be sorry you took some time out today because this is going to be an awesome webinar. Dr. Joel is going to be speaking a lot about the actual science behind this nutritional line coming out, and I'm going to be going into some of the business. It's finally a brand new ground floor cutting edge potential that every single one of us can add to our practice without really changing the way that we're currently practicing. And for those that you want actually to add an actual additional revenue stream, we're going to show you how to do that too. Again, this is going to be super exciting tonight. Dr. Joel, man, he's kind of somebody I've looked up to for a while. He's a very
Mm-hmm.
man. We are both certified functional medicine practitioners, and Dr. Joel actually even has his diplomate in the American Academy of Integrative Medicine. So, again, both of us have been practicing for over 12, 13, 14, and 15 years. And, guys, we're excited to share this with you tonight. It's going to be an awesome time. So, again, if any time during this webinar you guys have questions, just make sure you do some comments on the actual question screen. So, Joel, we're going to get going on this. Again, I'm excited to hear your take on this because I know you've been studying liposomals for a lot of years, and currently I've been using them for about 3 years. But, again, the stuff that's coming out with this new company is second to none, and, again, we're going to show these people how they can actually add this to their current practice and just blow the roof off the actual practice.
Absolutely. I'm super excited for that very reason because liposomals are, the hot topic in terms of nutritional products that are coming down the pike and being introduced to the market. So, I'm already doing a lot of chronic condition cases where I have patients that are fatigued and patients that have brain fog, patients that have no energy, patients that have pain, all the patients that we see in day-to-day practice, whether we do more of a musculoskeletal practice or we do more of a functional medicine practice or we do a little bit of both. We see a lot of the common complaints where just the world's more toxic than it's ever been. Patients are fatigued. They have just a laundry list of things going on, and they can't lose weight. They have hormone resistance. They're cold all the time, or they're just not thriving in life. So when you delve a little bit deeper into the science and into the causes and the effects and start to understand how genetic relationships take play and how also the environment impacts the body as well, you realize that you really want to provide sound nutrition. And a lot of that nutrition has, in my studies, revolved around liposomals. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, yeah. All right. So as far as, where are we here? Rob, do you want me to, I'll advance these on my end. How's that sound? Okay, so here's sort of the itinerary, what we want to accomplish today. So I want to go over why the liposomal system is the cutting edge and why it's the wave of the future in healthcare. I also want to get into why this opportunity for the common conditions that we see, people not being able to fall asleep or stay asleep or wake up feeling with a lot of energy and revitalized, why their brain function is declining, why they come out of a mall and they can't find their car, or they're in the middle of a phone conversation and they forget what they were saying, or they're just not sharp on the ball, why they're not recovering, why they're always achy and sore and they just don't feel like their body is healing. This is the right time with the right opportunity and with the right practitioner. And I think my mindset was always to just try to stay within my area of expertise, so to speak, in terms of providing value from the chiropractic end. But now that I realize that there's this whole technology out there to provide more deeper, penetrating care and address all of these breakdowns, that's what makes me super excited about this. And then we're going to be covering why network marketing has never really been a good fit for alternative chiropractors or alternative doctors. This call is actually going to be for a lot of different doctors, and that's why we're recording this. This could be for the family practice doctor. This can be for the integrative doctor. This can be for the acupuncturist. This can be for a physical therapist. This can be for the chiropractor. Anyone that has a healthcare some kind of healthcare job where they're providing wellness to their clientele and patient base. It's always been tough because I've felt like with a network marketing or a marketing company where you're providing great value and you're providing a service, you're helping them with their healthcare model, and then you're introducing perhaps a non-congruent item, and you'll find that this is just seamless because you're going to be providing for the first time ever a top of the line liposomal delivery system that's going to be addressing all of these cellular breakdowns, because that's what it really comes down to. Is if a patient were to ask you, why am I tired, why do I have brain fog, why do I have no energy, why do my joints hurt, the lowest common denominator is going to be the cellular breakdown, and that means that they have toxic buildup in their body. And the analogy I like to use is the fact that think of the cell like a house that has burning fuel, and if the chimney is not open to allow that fuel to escape, then you are going to have a buildup of toxicity, and that's what happens in our cell. And so you'll find that the cell membrane becomes inflamed, and the energy sources or the mitochondria is not producing energy the way it should. And so these liposomal products are going to be, not only are they going to deliver the nutrients to the cell, but they're going to help heal the actual membranes. And that gets to the actual cellular cause of the problem. And that's super, super, super exciting, because that's why I'm really, really jumping on board with this. We're also going to be talking about how to systematically implement this into your practice so that you're going to have the goal of building your practice, not just trying to promote a product. You want to enhance your patients' lives. You want to enhance your community's lives. You want to add an additional revenue source to potentially your practice, and you're going to be building your practice because depending on the way you market your practice, if you're holding workshops or webinars or meet and greets or open houses, and you're exposing your practice, and the great news is that if they don't decide to become a patient at that time, then you have an opportunity to introduce them to these products, and that's what's really exciting. So we're going to explain to you how to systematically implement this into your practice without trying to have to force it, and it's a very congruent model. All right, so talking about the liposomal delivery system, basically I talked about it a little bit earlier, and most people on the call already understand how it works, but a lot of people are new to the nutritional advances that are coming through. And the liposomal products are basically a fatty droplet. So it's a bubble, as a lot of people will say, to make it easier for your people that you're going to be promoting this to, because you don't want to keep it too scientific. But basically it's a fatty bubble that protects the breakdown of the nutrients so that it's not getting broken down in the gut, and it actually delivers it to the cell. And when it delivers it to the cell, it bursts upon impact, and it is able to enter the cell and then provide the nutrient that it's aiming to provide. But like I was just mentioning a little bit earlier, the actual liposomal component, or the fatty droplet component, is what your cell membranes are made of. And when those cell membranes are inflamed and they have toxicity built on them, like mold exposures or bacteria or heavy metals or even glyphosates or pesticides, I mean, this world is more toxic than it's ever been, and that's why we have all these sicknesses. But what's happening is that these liposomals are regenerating those cell membranes and also providing the delivery system of the actual nutrient, whether it's a multi or an energy or a sleep or a rejuvenation. And that's what's so exciting about it, is because that's what these products are going to be providing to us, and we're going to basically be given these tools that are going to be able to increase your patients' recovery and their ability to get well from the care, whatever type of care you're delivering. So that's really, really exciting about it. The other thing is that the liposomal we've kind of talked about this a bit. The liposomal is the wave of the future, and that's what's really exciting about it as well. Like I mentioned, the world is more toxic than it's ever been, and if we're able to try to help the patients heal from the cellular level, where their cells are basically what's breaking down, then you're getting to the root cause of the problem, and that's again what I'm super excited about. But as far as, let's introduce these types of the actual line that they're they're carrying is a multivitamin, a liposomal. And I know, Rob, you were telling me you were really excited because in your practice you pretty much recommend most of, if not all, your patients to be on a multivitamin, but I don't think I've seen it. I haven't seen the liposomal technology available in a multi-form, but just tell us a little bit about why you're so excited because that they're offering the multivitamin and what that means to your patient base in terms of saving money as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what's really cool about this entire line, guys. I mean, there's 5 basic core elements here that are going to really affect every single one of our patients. But for instance, right now we carry a line of multivitamins, multiminerals called Intramax. A lot of us are familiar with that. It's carbon bound. So the body says, hey, it's a living molecule. I'm going to try to do my best with it. But if your cells are inflamed, you're still not getting that stuff into the cells. And again, it turns out to be very, very expensive urine. You know, that product right there sells for anywhere from $80 to $90 per month. With the actual liposomal delivery system, they're estimating that you're going to have an 80 to 90+% bioavailability and absorption. That thing is going to be less than $50 a month. So if I can actually save my patients, you know, a couple $100 a month on the products that I'm recommending for them and create a downstream revenue of residual income, to me it's a no-brainer, and I think it's actually going to allow them to bring more patients into the practice because it's going to be more affordable. And again, once you have that availability of these nutrients inside the cell, making sure the mitochondria has its right building blocks to produce energy, that's what it's all about. I mean, all of us study genetics. We all study functional medicine. This is the wave of the future, guys. And Dr. Joel, I mean, this is going to be, I mean, again, I'm so excited. That's why I'm talking a mile a minute. But that's one of the biggest things. I'm going to be able to save my patients money and give them better results, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I think that's the common theme of why everyone who's on the call tonight should get super excited is that it's not just a win-win, it's a win-win-win. Everything is congruent. You have the patients getting better, they're getting better deliverability, they're healing the cell from the actual cellular level where the cause of the problem is occurring, they're saving money, and they have potentially an opportunity to go forward and help other people. Because I'm sure with your practice too, Rob, where a lot of the patients that come in, they are more health conscious, they really have a great relationship with you, they're looking to potentially help other people, and so this lends itself really, really nicely to that model. But just to get a little bit into, yeah, go ahead.
We talked a couple days ago, when your patient comes in and asks you what you take as a family and what you yourself take, and you tell them about this product, and you know they're like, well, man, I'd really love to take that, but it's too expensive. This is going to open that door so they can get the right nutrients and not balk at the actual price. I mean, this is the same thing you're going to spend over at the vitamin store, and again, get the better availability and better nutrients. Again, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they'll start to see when they're finally getting some good stuff and they're not getting a Walgreens brand or something that has a lot of toxic tag-alongs or excipients or things that they put in there that aren't natural, that are artificial. Those will actually junk up the absorbability, and so when we're getting these nutrients that are finally absorbed into the body, you're going to see increased energy, you're going to see your immune system start to come back online, your bone, your teeth, you're going to start to see your hair growth, cardiovascular function. I mean, obviously we can't have claims and say that you're going to cure this or you're going to cure that, but I mean, you're going to see the difference when you start to absorb a nutrient that's being protected from breakdown on its way to the cell, and then not only is it delivering the nutrient that it's supposed to be delivering, it's helping heal the cell membrane and reduce the toxic exposure that's occurring on the cell. So that's super exciting, but they've formulated this core essential microcap with not just the vitamins, the fat-soluble vitamins, which are essential for your immune system and your bone and your cardiovascular health, but the B vitamins, which are super important for methylation and energy production and breaking down your nutrients. Selenium, which is super important for glandular function, so whether we're stressed out or we have energy production and we're cold and we're just not focusing or crystal clear on the ball, that's going to deliver those type of nutrients. And as well, they've put chromium in there for blood sugar stability and cardiovascular health. And then molybdenum I'm really excited about too, because if you study genetics and you get into sulfur pathways, typically what happens is molybdenum acts as a mop, and it will eat up a lot of that sulfur, and you'll find that patients will have less brain fog, less joint pains, less gastrointestinal bloating, and this is in the multi, and trace minerals as well. So I know, and same thing with me, Rob, if a patient comes in and they ask me, what supplements do I need to be on, or what are some of the fundamental things, or what's a good foundation for a supplement, pretty much every doctor understands that a multivitamin is essential. And, if they're thinking, well, is this a good opportunity for me? Is this something that I can do? Am I going to be too salesy, or am I going to have to try to push the actual business aspect of it? Keep it simple. If someone's coming in and you're trying to improve their entire health, not just from a musculoskeletal point of view or from whatever your specific specialty is, but from an overall health point of view, everyone needs to be on a multivitamin. It just kind of goes without saying. The MicroLife Energy Microgel is the next formula that they're coming out with in terms of their first generation foundational line. It's great for energy and revitalization. Of course, in today's stressful, money conscious, driven, do, go, be, we're just all stressed out. And so what happens is when we're constantly inflamed, when we have all these toxins, like I was just mentioning from the cellular level, what starts happening downstream is your endocrine system starts to shut down. And the reason that is because your body is saying, hey, we have too much stress, we have too much toxins, we have to just worry about repairing the cell. We have to worry about generating energy from the mitochondrial level. So Mr. Thyroid and Mr. Adrenals and Mr. Hormones, you guys just can, be put on the back burner. And so this is necessary for helping the adrenals and helping our stress coping mechanisms, and that's what I'm really excited about too. You're going to see some natural sustained energy. It's not going to be like the 5-hour energy where patients get jittery and they get a really good high, but then they have a really low and they just have that crash. But it's also going to be important for cardiovascular function, adaptogenic activity, which is awesome. That's something I know a lot about when it comes to adrenal function. Typically, you have patients that have high cortisol. They're in the initial stages of stress. You tend to maybe have a new infection, or they're a little bit younger, and their cortisol levels are super high. What's going to happen is the adaptogenic component of these liposomals are going to help lower the cortisol levels, and vice versa. When you have someone who may have more of a chronic problem, a chronic viral problem, chronic exposures to mold, stressful jobs, stressful bosses, stressful marriages, stressful finances, their cortisol levels tend to go low, and those are the people that just can't get through the entire day. They'll do okay on one day, and then the least little bit of stress that they go through on the next day will crash them. And that's what these the adaptogens will do for those patients, is they'll see their energy levels come up with the improving of their cortisol levels. And then obviously it's going to make you more efficient metabolically. The key ingredients in this particular formula is a guarana extract, so that's a natural occurring caffeine. But there's also shown to have some beneficial effects with mental acuity and physical performance. Most patients or most doctors understand green tea extract is a really strong antioxidant, which is important for free radical damage. And when you control the free radical damage, you're going to find that you're going to have more energy because your body's not wasting all of its low energy sources on fighting the stress. Now it's able to thrive, and so that's going to increase metabolism. It's going to increase your ability to control your weight, your performance, your mental acuity. And that's one of the things, Rob, Rob, maybe you agree or not, but they have a multi-line, they have a brain line, which we'll talk about, a sleep line, a rejuvenation line, but just the fact that they have a liposomal component in every one of their lines, you can have a lot of redundancies with these supplements, meaning the liposomal component itself is going to help regenerate your cell membrane, and then that can help with mental acuity, and even if it's not the brain function one. And so would you agree with that?
Oh, 100%. I mean, again, getting those cells healthy, it's huge. I mean, and you're going to go through it in a little bit, but when you take that liposomal sphere that's made of phosphatidylcholine or phosphatidylserine, and again, these are from non-soy, non-GMO products, they're actually going to help that cell get healthier. So every one of these products is going to actually go above and beyond what they're actually claimed to do. So you're absolutely right on that, 100%, Joel.
Awesome. So, and then going further with the ingredients for the energy formula, you have the maca root, which has been shown now. You'll see more and more studies that show that that's a really powerful adrenal supporting supplement. And then the rhodiola rosea, which again is a really great adaptogen, but it's also been shown to help with supporting fat burning and athletic performance as well. And hesperidin, which is the new sort of kid on the block in terms of antioxidants. It's a citrus antioxidant, and that's really helpful for your cells, for your blood cells, and for your blood pressure, and for your cardiovascular system. Then we have the neuro, and Rob, we were talking about this the other day, and I think probably this is, for me personally, because I have sometimes a little bit of brain fog from stress that I have to deal with, but I really feel that the neuro microcaps are probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most, because you see in today's day and age younger and younger and younger incidences of patients that have Alzheimer's or focus or concentration problems. I mean, it's an epidemic, and you'll see with these liposomal delivery systems and the actual nutrients that they're putting in here that this is going to be right up the sort of the sweet spot in terms of giving your patients the required nutrients they need for proper brain function. What do you think about that?
100%. This is one of our, I think, most exciting products, because the simple fact, I mean, you can't separate the health of the brain versus the health of the body. And as we all know, when we have chronic pain patients, they have brain issues. So this is one of those things that it's going to be one of the core foundations, I think, for all of our practices to use these neuro microcaps. To get the brain healthier is going to be huge. You're going to talk to people, and they're going to be going, yeah, my joints are feeling better, but my brain is better. I'm functioning better with better sleep. I can concentrate at work. I'm getting things done. My ADD is going away. This is one of the things that really drew me to this company, was the actual micro and the neuro, for sure.
Absolutely, and again, the common theme is the liposomal delivery system, where it's going to make it to its intended target site. It's not going to be broken down in the gut lining. So when it actually bursts upon impact on getting to the cell, in this case the brain cells, it's going to reduce inflammation. It's going to reduce that microglial activity, and then you're going to have more focus, more concentration. And most of the time, my patients understand that. They get that, like, hey, doc, I'm really brain foggy, and I try to tell them, well, there's that one-to-one correlation between the more inflammation you have in your body, the more brain fog you have in your body. So when you are taking these microcaps that have these liposomal delivery systems and getting into what they're actually going to have inside of them, you're going to have these improvements in mood, in focus, in concentration, in energy, and, like you mentioned, Rob, in stress response, because at the end of the day, the brain is the master controller. So if the brain's off, then your hormones are off, your immune system's off, your neurological system is off, your musculoskeletal system is off, your cardiovascular system is off. I mean, all of these things are off. So just the fact that these products, like the citicoline, is going to help improve your mood and your energy, and the great thing is it's going to reduce your food cravings. The bacopa is also shown in Ayurvedic medicine to be a powerful antioxidant and, again, an adaptogenic component. So you're going to see some of these overlaps, but just the fact that they are synergistically put in the same capsule, then they potentiate or help the impact of each nutrient's effect, so that you get that more more focus and clarity. The ginkgo biloba, I mean, this started to be sort of the hot shot of the group nowadays because they're showing so much more immune support with it, free radical destruction, healthy blood flow, which is going to deliver more oxygen. So basically, it's an energy producer, but we're talking about energy and mitochondrial function inside the brain. So synapses are happening more consistently, more regularly, more I guess you can say abundantly, and so you're just sharper, quicker on the ball. And then Robert, why don't you tell them about the last two ingredients, because I know we talked about this the other day, how excited you are about the fact that they decided to put these ingredients inside here.
Absolutely. Currently we use a liquid product, and again, it's non-liposomal, so I'm probably getting about 50% of it. I took 2 teaspoons before this webinar because I knew it was going to help with my brain fog and concentration. But the vinpocetine and the huperzine, these are fantastic. I mean, when we give our patients this product that we currently use, and again, only 50% absorbability I'm having to estimate on the average, people say that it's like somebody taking their windshield wipers and knocking mud off the windshield. That's how quickly they can actually think better and get the brain fog off. The other thing that I like about these two products, or these 2 ingredients in this product, is it helps a ton with vasodilation and bronchodilation. We've had people that come in, they'll take this product or the product that we currently carry, and it'll stop an asthma attack. And again, it's not designed for that. We're not claiming that it is. But, man, it lowers inflammation very quickly, and people can feel a difference within 15, 20 minutes at the max. So, yeah, this is going to be one of those things that, again, it's a no-brainer for me. This is going to be a home run. People are going to love this product. I'm going to be using it for every one of our every one of our patients, our kids that have ADD, our anxiety patients, our chronic pain patients. This is just going to be an absolute cornerstone to our entire practice.
And I think that's why docs should get excited about this, especially docs that have gone to nutritional seminars or APEX seminars or other seminars that educate the doctors on how to approach the functional medicine chronic condition cases, where you're not just giving them an adjustment or giving an acupuncture therapy, but you're trying to get some of the root causes of the problem. Typically with nutrients, whenever you've had a multi-level marketing company, they've been okay, but they've never really been the pharmaceutical grade or the doctor grade stuff that you get that are in supplements that are specifically geared to doctors. And I think that's why everyone should be so excited, and I'm sure a lot of people already are, is that finally not only do you have this liposomal product that's going to be absorbed where it needs to get absorbed, not only is it going to help repair the cell membrane and reduce toxicity and improve methylation and mitochondrial function, but they actually have components that's being covered by the lipid bilayer or the little fatty droplet that's going to get to the cell, and it's going to be the stuff that you typically get with the supplements that you use when you go to all these seminars that the companies put on that have all the effective ingredients. And you're right, Rob, like you take these things and your energy comes back online fairly quickly, and you'll see these patients like, I don't know if it's me. I mean, do you ever get this question? I don't know if it's me, but could it be that I already feel like more focused after like taking it one time? Like, I mean, have you ever had that before?
Absolutely, and that's like I said, I love this product. Again, the product we currently use, I think that's one that with the neurocaps are going to blow it out of the water. But yeah, you'll get those people. Again, I've had asthma attacks stop. Again, I've had that windshield wiper knocking the mud off the windshield within 5-10 minutes. And again, this is going to be better because it's better absorbed and better bioavailability. So absolutely, it's not going to be one of the placebo effects, if you will. It's going to be right down to the cellular health. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's like spinach for Popeye. I think that's what it's like, So then you have the Renew Microgel, and this is really great for those that are on the line that are in the musculoskeletal practice or in the rehab type of practice, because obviously your patients are coming in with aches and pains and fatigue and muscle soreness and joint destruction, and they're just not bouncing back the way you used to. And I'm sure most chiros that do adjusting will say that that they're just not holding the adjustments that the way they used to. And my big theory on that is everything that we're talking about is the world's more toxic than it's ever been. And you can say, yeah, their adrenals aren't working, or their hormones aren't working, or their immune system's not working, but you're way downstream from the main theme of what we're trying to talk about tonight is that from the cellular level, they're not producing energy properly. Their mitochondria are sick, the membranes are inflamed, ATP is not being produced, toxic buildup is occurring inside the cell, the antioxidants and glutathione, all those things aren't able to do their job properly, and the patient is fatigued. And then their joints are sore, they're achy, and so this type of product that we have in the Renew and the actual components in this that, again, are in the fatty droplet liposomal delivery system are going to be aimed at regenerating your tissue. Again, superior bioavailability. I don't have to go into that again. Protects from free radical damage. We don't have to really go into that again, but it does, improve the cartilage and joint function, flexibility and mobility, improves your immune system. And again, these are the overlaps: mental, energy, and focus, and also just key systems in the body. So some of the things that are going to be in here is the curcumin, which is super exciting, especially when it's in the liposomal form. There's so much research that has shown how anti-inflammatory this is. The ginger root is also good for an inflammation and an enzymatic activity that will break down pathogens and help soothe your joints. Also the shiitake mushroom, which is super important for your immune system. Because if you think of it, why are you inflamed and why do you have a lot of pain is because you have these toxins in the body. So, of course, you're going to want to formulate something that's in a liposomal form that's going to be trying to improve your immune system, and that's where the shiitake mushroom comes in. And then, of course, the acai berry. Anyone who's been familiar with the prior multi-level marketing company with Mona V will know that was the hallmark supplement is the acai, and for what it's worth, it was awesome at the antioxidant potential of reducing inflammation, and that's going to be really important for maintaining your minerals and your vitamin count so that you have the cofactors for your cells to make energy, but also so that you can reduce pain, and that's why this is in this Renew supplement. And then lastly, resveratrol. I mean, that's the Dr. Oz supplement where it's that most potent antioxidant component in red wine that's shown to be anti-inflammatory. And again, you're going to see when you have decreased inflammation, not only are you going to have decreased pain in your joints, but your brain function is going to be working better, your energy production is going to be working better, your hormone production, your hair growth, all of that stuff is going to improve. And then, Rob, why don't I save this one for you, because I know how super excited you are on this one, on the sleep micromist. So tell us a little bit about what you've learned with this so far.
Absolutely. Number one, I've heard it tastes great. Again, guys, we're in pre-launch right now, and that's one of the things I'm going to get into on my portion of this talk. This is pre-launch. Nobody even knows a lot about these except for the most high up in this company, and that's usually the developers. I've heard it tastes great. We've actually got probably about 50 clients and 50 friends and family already that want to try this product. There's over 65% of the United States adults that actually don't sleep well. And if you just post something on your Facebook that asks about how poorly people are sleeping, this is a segue into building a practice just based off of helping people sleep better. And again, this is one of those really cool things because you can't beat sleep dysfunction with some of the different medications people are getting put on. And it's not, once you're on it for life. It's not one of these things that, hey, take Ambien for a day or two and it should fix the problem. This is, again, getting to the root cause, that inflammatory cascade. It's going to get you into that deeper sleep level. It supports the mitochondria. It's going to help your brain detox while you're sleeping, guys. That's what is, to me, it's going to reduce the chances of Alzheimer's. And, again, I know there's nothing that can be proven about that, but when you're sleeping and you're in that delta brainwave sleep and that really deep sleep, that's when your brain detoxes. So this company has actually designed this really cool sleep micromist, these little bubbles that are in a spray that you're going to put right into your tongue, and it is going to help you get to sleep within about 15 to 20 minutes. So, again, we're stressed out, man. We can't wait to get to the next day to get all of our things done. And just like 2 nights ago, I was already worrying about this webinar because I'm so excited about it. I was up at 2:30 in the morning. I wish I would have had the sleep micromist because it would have helped me a ton. But, this is going to be a gentle, non-habit forming. It's going to optimize your body's natural sleep mechanisms, and it's going to reduce and relax the body's stress mechanisms. So, again, this is one that I think we can almost all hang our hat on to really help our patients get healthier, because as we all know, when we're sleeping, we're healing, but most of our patients don't sleep well. So we're going to talk a lot about how we can actually help you build a practice, whether or not you're just offering this in a kind of a retail form or actually want to build a business. But this is one of the ones I think you can really make as your cornerstone. And every single one of these products could really stand on its own and help you build a practice or an actual side business in your practice. But this one in itself I think is going to be one of the best business builders out there. And again, there's some great ingredients in it. Melatonin. I mean, right now I actually use melatonin on probably about 25 to 30% of my anxiety patients. GABA, same thing. I use this on every single one of my ADD clients as well as my anxiety and sleep patients. So again, when you actually put those in that liposomal bubble, get them into the brain and actually calm the actual neurotransmitters down from overfiring, this is going to be huge. And again, when we're going to get our patients better, they're going to share the message, and it's going to be a win-win-win. Lastly, that's going to have the B2 and B6. And the cool thing about the B vitamins with Dr. Emmett Blair, the scientist that actually developed these are methylated Bs. They're not the cyanocobalamin. It's not folic acid. None of the stuff that we know doesn't work very well or actually is toxic, it's not going to be in these products, which is awesome. And, of course, Joel, this is one of your favorites. I heard you talk about it the other day, N-acetylcysteine. Tell us a little bit about N-acetylcysteine, because it is probably one of the cornerstones to help getting our detox pathways fired up.
Yeah, sure. So I'm definitely a genetic nerd for sure. So I've been studying the methylation and how it relates to inability to sleep, inability to focus. And so N-acetylcysteine is really a powerful detoxer. And so you got to think about, when is the liver most active, and it's most active at nighttime. And so sometimes patients that you typically can diagnose or at least understand that they have some liver congestion is the fact that they have those night sweats. So, if anyone's ever had a night out of drinking and they get up in the morning or halfway through the night and they have these sweats, that's that liver working on overtime. And so this N-acetylcysteine, what it does is it helps reduce sulfur, and it helps make glutathione, which is going to be your most powerful antioxidant in the body. And if you're producing more if you're more easily producing glutathion, then you're going to take the stress off the liver. So it's like putting the factory workers on a permanent break, so that your body can be more efficient and get into a deeper sleep. And it's interesting that actually they put that in this product, because I wouldn't think to put it in there, but it absolutely makes complete sense from a methylation and biochemistry point of view, that when you're taking something that's going to help detox the liver and help make more natural, your body's natural strongest antioxidant that's going to help allow the toxins to leave the cell and be processed by the liver so that it can be taken out of the body, then you're not going to be woken up, or you're not going to be overworked, and the factory workers are going to be slaving to make all those Christmas presents by the morning. You're just going to basically fall asleep a lot easier, and that's going to be that synergistic effect. So absolutely, and I would agree 100%. Just to segue with you, Rob, and getting into talking about the business aspect of it and talking about building their practice, because that's the other thing too. And we talked about the common theme here. There's a lot of common themes, like getting to the cellular level and healing, getting the liposomal delivery system to make it to the intended target site, congruency with not having to go outside of your comfort zone, and it's really in your wheelhouse with helping patients really improve their overall levels of health. But also the thing I'm excited about is building your practice, because at the end of the day, you still always have to build your practice. And you can have a workshop, you can have an open house, you can have a retail aspect in these specific condition designed nutrients for sleep, for brain, for focus, for concentration, for energy, for renewal, for joint pains. So why don't you sort of kind of get into that aspect, Rob, and talk about how the business and why this is the best time right now to get into this, given all of the science that we talked about and how much it's going to benefit their patients. But from a practical point of view and from a residual income point of view, and from the win-win point of view, what's so exciting about this?
Well, number one, I kind of mentioned it earlier, Joel, is that The company right now is in pre-launch, means that, you know, all people are doing right now is trying to gain traction and build teams. And the cool thing, and we're going to get into this in a bit on the actual presentation, is that when people start joining our team of chiropractors and natural health alternative providers and possibly even medical doctors and acupuncturists, we're going to actually have step-by-step approaches to actually help you not reinvent the wheel every single time that you present this to either a client or another colleague. So, you know, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm going to talk about the company, a little bit about the timing. Again, if you had the opportunity to get in on Apple before it was actually, you know, producing billion-dollar quarters, if you had an opportunity to join Facebook and make billions of dollars way before this actually became an actual product, that's why this is so exciting right now, is that this is a pre-launch company. And the company itself we're going to get into, it's founded by a gentleman that has actually already made 2 other nutraceutical companies sell over $1 billion in revenue just in the United States alone in 1 year. So, again, it's a proven company. It's a proven leadership company. And, again, it's all about timing. The support we're going to talk about is, I think it's going to be second to none, because what we're really looking at doing is, and Joel, I know this is one of the things that you're really excited about, is being able to take a step away from the practice while you're still generating a professional income by offering a great life-changing care for your patients. And again, guys, we're all about the leadership and the passion. We are very passionate about these products and the company and the potential for actually changing your own lives by actually building I can't say a fortune, but I do see there's an opportunity to make a lot of money by giving top-quality care and top-quality nutrients. So a little bit about that company. I already talked about it, you know, the Apple and the IBMs. Dallin Larson is the gentleman that actually came up with this product and this product line. He's the inventor of USANA Nutraceuticals, which came out in the 90s, and he also came out with, you've already talked about it a couple times, Joel, is Mona V. Mona V in its first year actually generated around $30 million in sales. By its 4th year in the United States alone, there are over $1 billion, that's with a B, $1 billion in sales. So, again, this is a true leader in the industry, and the really cool thing is, and we're going to get into it, the company itself is fantastic, but our team leader is a gentleman by the name of Paul Myhill. Paul Myhill was the actual original brains behind Protandem. And Protandem is actually what got me into the functional medicine realm anyway, because it made me start looking at genetics, epigenetics, and nutrigenomics. But what I found is that even though they claimed that, you know, it helps everybody along the way, knowing genetics a little bit more after I got into it, we know that you can actually get too much glutathione. So I wish I would have been introduced to this company like this, knowing what I know now way back in the day, because I could have made millions and millions of dollars. But we will be doing that with this company because of the liposomal. And again, you know, you can't get in on a basement floor opportunity like this very often. This is kind of one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, and it's fantastic that we have the opportunity right now. I was introduced to this by Paul himself and by one of my longtime patients named Tony Cena. And, again, these guys are going to be probably the top tier, whatever, I think it's going to be Black Diamonds. These guys are going to be helping us along the way, and they are going to be creating other avenues for us as chiropractors to actually build our practices, which you're not going to get that anywhere else, guys. That's why the team that we've actually put online, we've got chiropractors already all over the country that are willing to help out and help you grow your business. So the timing is now. The company is right. And I want to get into the nuts and bolts because this company has actually made it so beneficial to help you make money by actually building teams and building those teams. It's not about just you selling product and just building teams. It's actually helping your downline. So that's pretty cool. And, Joel, I know you've been listening to a lot of audibles. And, again, we want to kind of handle some objections because every single one of us has had these objections where people come in and they introduce the next greatest thing, but there's never any science behind it. So, Joel, tell us just a little bit about why the business aspect of this really made a lot of sense to you right now.
You know, when you were talking, Rob, and I was listening to you and thinking about there's never been a better time. There's never a time when a company's right at the very beginning of its growth curve and ready to explode. But the thing that I think is going to facilitate that, just as I take a sidestep to your question, is social media. And so, you know, I have a couple groups that I specifically market to with adrenal fatigue because I've suffered with that myself, and I have 20,000 likes almost at this point in time. Anyone who's been on Viseo for a little bit of time now has seen that they have these Facebook Live sessions where already 40,000 people are on a Facebook Live call, and then it reached up to 80,000 people. They're predicting that by the time this has its launch in May, that it's going to be the biggest launch ever. And so from that point of view, I'm super excited. But to answer your question, I'm excited because the aspect of the liposomals, and again, liposomal is, as Dallin Larson likes to call it, is the disruptor. So at the end of the day, you can't go to a nice restaurant and you can't wait to be seated and have, you know, every time you go to that restaurant, no matter what day of the week, it's busy. And we all know businesses that no matter what they do well, they have to have a core fundamental basically they have to have a core competency is what they call it. And the core competency is that they have to be good. No one's just going to that restaurant because they want to be seen or it's the chic thing to do. At the end of the day, the fad will wear out. And if it doesn't have good food, even as simple as it is, it's good food. It just does what it says it's supposed to do. It meets your expectation. It does the core competency well. And that's the sustainability that makes me so excited, because I know Mona V did great. Like you said, Rob, after 4 years, it was in the billions. But this is different. This is not like a Mona V kind of looks like a wine bottle, which was a great product. But these are core nutrients that are in the liposomal disruptive form, meaning it's top-notch, research-based, brand new technology that allows our knowledge that has commensurated with what's going on from the cellular level to deliver the nutrients the way they should. And at the end of the day, what you're getting is that core competency. Everyone needs a multi. Everyone has a problem with sleeping. Or not everyone, but it's an epidemic. Everyone has a problem with energy. Everyone has a problem with brain focus. And because, like I said, the world is more toxic than it's ever been, this is the perfect time for that. And I really do believe, Rob, I guess the long answer to your short question is the fact that its core competency is solid. It's going to deliver what it says it's going to deliver, and it's going to stand the test of time in terms of it has the goods, and it's going to just be a win-win situation. And I think that's why I'm probably so excited.
Absolutely. And like you're talking about that core competency, when you have leaders that have actually built the practice or built the company that have actually made it's going to be three different companies that have all made over $1 billion, you know that the higher-ups and the people that are in charge of building this actual company know what they're doing. They actually will get this company running so smoothly that, again, being in this company at its inception is super important because of the fact that you're going to be able to help more people. You're going to be able to actually make more money if that's what you want to do. And, again, that's what we want to talk about now is the actual nuts and bolts of this thing, because I think, and, again, Joel, you and I have talked about this a lot, that we've seen it. We've actually talked about it. We've actually told patients about it. Sometimes you don't want to get into this whole MLM type thing, and maybe I use a lot of different multi-level marketing products, but I would never sell them. So there's two different ways that I think as a chiropractor or as a natural health care practitioner or even a medical doctor, you can look at this company to actually help you make more money. And again, this is all about patients first and about helping those patients get healthier. Number one, you can build a business stream. You can actually join our team. Again, we've got chiropractors already in Texas. We've got Colorado, Florida, Ohio, I believe Illinois, California, Utah, just on our team. So, guys, we're blowing up. But the thing is, if you want to join our group, and again, the cool thing is you're going to be able to talk to one of those people that are close to you, and they're going to be able to help train you up, which is fantastic. But we're only going to look for a few like-minded doctors that really want to make a difference in their own income and create that plan B, and we're going to get into that. but we want to actually replicate or actually build a strategy that's replicatable. And again, this is a win-win for all of us, because if our people that are signing up below us are doing really well, it builds us up, and we're here to tackle those problems and, again, build a business model that is very successful around a company that's already going to be successful. And, again, we want to brainstorm and offer a lot of support. And when you actually join some of these message boards on these like-minded individuals, that's what you get. You get troubleshooting. You get answers to problems. And that's what we want to do within our own small little company within the company. If you
Robert, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think, and just a good I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I think we talked about this the other day, and so when we do something like this where it's congruent with what we're doing, ultimately it's improving our patients' lives, I think our hearts are in the right place, but it also comes down to personal growth, right? We talked about that the other day, where we're doing something like this where you start to understand your reasons why you got into this business in the first place. Sometimes that gets forgotten. You don't see the forest through the trees because you're so busy trying to be the provider. You're trying to give them top-notch care. Reimbursement really, at the end of the day, sucks worse than it ever has. There's that uncertainty of, is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? And so coming down to a personal growth, resetting your goals, trying to help your community, trying to associate with like-minded people, trying to develop the systematic tools that will build your practice and be congruent with helping your community and build that residual income. I think that's really the message. What you're trying to say is that that's what this team is all about. And I just felt like if I didn't have that brain neural stuff yet, I probably would have forgotten that. So I just had to interrupt you there.
Absolutely. No worries. And that's it, guys. It's congruency. It's patients first. It's about offering a product that's actually going to deliver, not just say it's going to deliver. And, again, if you want to build a business, fantastic. If you don't, there's still another way that you can actually offer these products within your practice. And, again, for those of you that are interested in that, it's just going to be adding that retail side of it, but there's a certain way that you'll set up, quote-unquote, your business within Viseo that can actually help you build your practice where you're making an extra $500 to $1,000 a month by not doing anything and have an automated practice strategy. So, again, it's one of those things that we want to brainstorm with you on. And, again, we've already kind of idealized this, and we can show you how to do that as a member of our team. And, again, we have chiros all over the country, and it's not just about being under Joel and I. It's about being under one of those guys. So whoever actually invited you to this webinar, that's who you want to talk to. And, again, if they have questions, ask us. And if we don't have the answer, we'll ask higher up the chain. So, guys, you can either build the business or you can just add the actual products. Both of them are going to be life-changing, not only to your patients, but to you as well. I mean, sit back and relax and collect an extra $12,000 a year. That's a pretty cool thing to do by offering a great supplement to your clients. And, Joel, we've already talked about it, the products. To me, it's actually going to be saving my patients money. So I won't go into this a lot, but, again, I'm going to be able to save a typical client in my practice anywhere from $150 to probably $200 a month, and they'll be getting the proper support with great nutrition. They won't have to take 14 or 15 different pills a day. And that's very attractive to me because I don't like myself taking 15 to 20 different pills a day. So if I can take 2 squirts of the sleep and 1 of the energy and a multivitamin, man, I'm probably going to be all over that versus having to carry around my pill counter every day to get the right nutrients. And then the commissions, guys, again, this company is on it, man, because they just came out with 2 more ways that they will actually pay their business partners. Right now there are 8 different ways the company has set up to pay you bonuses and commissions. The commissions for product sales alone are going to range anywhere from about 10 to 40%. I have 20% here, but they add bonuses in just for pretty much investing some time into showing a patient the product, and when that patient buys, they give you a product bonus just for showing the patient, which, again, it's going to equal out to about 40% commission, which, I mean, I'm only making anywhere from 25 to 40% on my best-selling nutrients in the office right now. But, again, when the patients save money, they're going to be spending more money. So that's kind of a cool thing. It's a win-win. So the rewards plan, again, we won't go into this a lot. This could take up probably 3 or 4 hours just talking about the rewards plan. But look at some of these. It's customer sales bonuses, product introduction bonuses, the PIB, team bonus. It's a brand partner building bonus. So, for example, if Joel and I help out Joseph in Ohio, or he helps us out, they will actually help us by giving us a bonus for helping our downline. And that's a pretty cool thing because they always want you to build up the people that are helping you build your business, which is fantastic. They do leadership bonuses because, again, at the end of the day, you don't want a guy that's making $1 million and he never even talks to you. He doesn't want anything to do with you. You're just a number to him. We want to actually have leadership within our ranks, and that's what I think our team itself is going to be doing, which is fantastic. So, guys, again, timing is now. Joel, you already hit the nail on the head. None of us are getting reimbursed more now than we were 10 years ago. Insurance stinks. Why not put something in play where you're actually going to make money and make cash? There's so many urgent care centers, walk-in chiros, you name it. The competition is grueling, but you know what? When you offer a great product and you can actually do it congruent by your heart and you know the patients first, you're going to be able to make a lot of money and help a lot of people by building your practice, which why not do that? I mean, work a little bit now. In the next 12 to 18 months, you're going to be able to kick back and see the fruits of your labor for the rest of your life, which is pretty spot on and pretty cool. So, guys, again, we've already talked.
Robert, too. I mean, this is what's really great about this actual webinar tonight is so whoever's on the line, we're dedicating this seminar tonight to the healthcare professional who may be like we said, a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, potentially a primary care doctor, other people that are in the healthcare field. But ultimately, we're going to be doing ones for massage therapists and or yoga studios or personal trainers, and then ultimately we'll do ones for our patient base, just the average healthcare consumer that wants to learn about this opportunity for themselves. But what I'm really excited about with this particular webinar is you can use this as a tool now. So now we have an evergreen system where we have a recording that's explaining what the products are, explaining what the business opportunity is, and then you have a patient advocate who is going to help you, and this will be part of our training modules, but you'll have a patient advocate who will be able to use this as a tool. Like I had a one-on-one today with someone, and he didn't have enough time to hear what the company was all about. So I say, hey, listen, go listen to this webinar tonight. We're going to be talking. Listen to the replay. We're going to be talking about the opportunity, what's involved with the supplements, and that's really what you're getting. And the other thing I want to say is, by the time that we're hoping that this will be around for years to come, but with what's so great about the opportunity, Rob, which I think we should talk about just real briefly, is I still believe that the Founders Packs are still available, right?
There are, and the Founders Pack is pretty cool because if you make it to what is called a gold member, which is one of the brand partners or business builders, if you maintain that status, which again is very easy to do, and especially within our business strategy, if you maintain that, you start off with the company with what's called a Founders Pack, you're going to be receiving 2% of global commission split between 7,500 people. And again, think about $1 billion in sales, and again, splitting that 2% of that between 7,500 people, that can be a nice chunk of change just by getting involved in the kind of the top tier Founders Pack, which is, again, you're going to be a founder of the company, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I just figured, for anyone that's jumping on the line early and on the fence about whether or not they should join up or if it works for them, that's a little bit of an extra incentive to get 2% of. It's actually quarterly gross, isn't it? 2% of quarterly growth. Yeah, quarterly growth gross for forever, and it's a small investment where you get product where you can actually sell at retail and make your money back. So it's almost like you're getting it for free, but you have to take that leap of faith, really.
Absolutely. And just with the timing, again, guys, I think you already said, Joel, you're seeing sometimes up to 80,000 people kind of liking and kind of following stuff. They're expecting between 50 and 100,000 people already enrolled as brand partners by the time this company truly launches, and that's going to be in May. So what happens, guys, is right now until January 3rd, it's all pre-launch. So it's business building. It's trying to get people involved and excited. And, again, we have momentum right now, which is fantastic. There are already over 25,000 brand partners that are starting in this company. But again, that's the tip of the iceberg. I would probably expect to see that there's probably going to be a couple 100,000 by the end of next year. And why not get in right now, be at the top of the mountain so you can actually follow that money downhill, which is going to be a fantastic thing to do. Let's all make this work really well so we can actually meet up in Vegas and really celebrate our life-changing practices, which is going to be awesome. I want to talk really briefly. I know we've kind of got up about our entire hour, But my timing with Protandim, this was pretty gut-wrenching for me. I had a chiropractor here in town that brought Protandim to my attention in 2009, and I knew nothing about epigenetics. I didn't know anything about nutrition, besides what they teach us in chiro school, which is more than most, but I didn't know a lot about a lot. If I would have known then what Protandim did with its Nerf 2 accelerants and whatnot, this chiropractor in town pretty much retired about 8 months after he showed me Protandim, and he's making about $2 million a year right now. So that's why I'm so excited about this opportunity is I don't want to have to be at work for 50 hours a week for the rest of my life. I have big whys. I want to be able to spend time with my family. And again, this is the time. We're excited about these nutrients. The synergistic combinations are never before seen. We're using those combinations right now, or the single nutrients with the curcumin, with the vitamin C, the B12. They're single nutrients that are liposomal. Talk about synergistic combinations. Again, this is a win-win for patients all around the clock. I mean, this is going to be awesome. Again, guys, we already talked about it. We're going to be busting our humps to really help you get a business model that is replicatable so that you can actually take a step back after 18 months and just watch the fruits of your labor grow. And we want to actually have business partners work with us. They're going to hold each other accountable, and vice versa. We want to be held accountable as well. So when you actually join this team of like-minded docs, man, this is going to be an unstoppable freight train that's going to just have so much momentum that we'll be able to all just kick back and we'll help patients, of course, but be able to make even more winning, or any more money. So it's pretty cool. Last couple of slides here. One is my kids. This is my why. You know, I've got an 8-year-old and a 7-year-old. There's my beautiful wife. She's a chiropractor in my practice. She is the boss. You know, I want to be able to spend more time with my family. They're only young for a little while. I don't have a plan B right now. Yes, I'm putting money away for retirement, but, I mean, I want to be able to pay for my kids to go whatever school they want to. I want to be able to take off and go see my wife's family in Italy for a month. So, guys, I mean, this is the plan B. I mean, maybe you have elderly parents that you want to take off and go see, but as chiropractors, man, we shut the door down for a week at a time, and we come back and we're stressed out. Why not have that plan B or that residual income that you can just be able to do that without just being stressed out? Hire a great, associate so you can actually take off. Guys, we're not going to have to sell these products. They're going to literally fly off the shelf. People are going to be wanting them. So why not get in now and allow us to help you grow that practice bigger than it's ever grown? You deserve it. If this is in your wheelhouse, guys, if you want to join us as we move forward into 2017, which I guarantee you is going to be the best year that I've ever had, contact the person that actually asked you to watch the webinar or listen in on the phone. Again, we have doctors all over the country already, but we want to help you build your Paseo business with us. The time is now. We all deserve to actually make great livings, and again, it would be nice to have a residual income.
Absolutely. I'm what we can do is there's still some guests on the line. If there's any questions, we can answer them. If not, then get with whoever invited you and get started right away. It's a really easy process of getting signed up as a distributor. There's actually very little commitment in terms of having to necessarily do the product right away, but secure your spot. Potentially consider doing that Founders Pack where you're going to be entitled to 2% of gross revenue sales for forever, and get excited, because I really think that this is a congruent opportunity that can really help you help your patients and help you help yourself. I think that's what the main theme of what we're trying to talk about tonight is.
100%, Joel, and I appreciate you taking time out all the way in Florida, man. This is going to be a very, very cool business opportunity that we're all going to be able to do really well with, and I'm excited to work with everybody on the line.
Me too, and our plan is to have a couple more webinars just to answer questions and to put together systems in terms of introducing the product and building your team and really thriving and helping your community. So I want you guys to have an awesome night tonight, and we look forward to you joining our team. And Rob, thanks so much for being on the call as well. I really enjoyed talking with you tonight.
Absolutely. You guys have a great night, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody.
And we'll talk again soon.
Sounds good.
All right, take care.
Bye.